In this video, I am going to discuss the scariest mythical creatures or folklore from around the world.
I am then going to rank these creatures from creepy, but we could vibe all the way down to please don't exist.
7. Bigfoot. Okay, so right off the bat, I probably know what you're thinking. What? Bigfoot's not scary. Just imagine yourself up in the mountains, hiking in Oregon. You smell an awful stench that you can't quite describe, and you can't quite identify the source of. And you turn around and you see this 15-foot tall, muscular ape looking at you. Is your first thought going to be, oh wow, this is cool? Probably not. You're probably going to be terrified.
With as little as we know about Bigfoot's behavior, it isn't necessarily documented to have had any negative experiences with people.
Personally, I just want to believe that Bigfoot's a chill guy that is just doing his own thing.
So that's why I put him as number 7 in the creepy but wicked vibe category. A little bit of a silly start to this video.
But trust me, this video gets dark quick. 6. Night Marchers. Picture yourself on a Hawaiian beach, watching the final moments of a sunset. And as the sun disappears and the darkness sets in, you begin to hear the faint sound of marching and battle drums in the distance. That is the Night Marchers. Night Marchers in Hawaiian mythology are the deadly ghosts of ancient tribal Hawaiian warriors.
These Night Marchers are the vanguard of the sacred king on the nights, honoring the Hawaiian gods and their spirits,
and march in a large group to ancient Hawaiian battle sites and other sacred places.
According to the myth, they are suspended in air. Their feet do not touch the ground or leave any evidence of their march.
Apart from just hearing the Night Marchers, you also smell a death-like odor, or see a distant light of bright torches in the distance.
The Night Marchers are immune to any sort of barrier, and are able to penetrate through any blockade, barrier, or material that may stand in their way.
Ancient Hawaiian beliefs state that any mortal looking upon the Night Marchers will die violently.
That's pretty scary, but still not really much compared to what's coming.
There are 2 primary ways to guarantee safety during a Night Marcher raid. One is nepotism, basically meaning having family within the tribe,
or having ancestors within the tribe that is marching. Or, secondly,
once you hear the Night Marcher raid, put your head on the ground as a form of respect, and keep your head down.
And you can no longer hear their marching.
5. La Llorona. La Llorona is a Latin American folklore and a perfect example of why you don't act in anger.
Llorona is the spirit of a heartbroken woman who found out her husband was cheating on her.
And in her rage, she drowned both of her children in the local river. She then came to her senses and realized what she did.
And drowned herself. But unfortunately, the damage was done.
And as a punishment from God, she was sentenced to live in between life and death, in this purgatory as a...
La Llorona's spirit is also known as the Weeping Woman.
In the middle of the night, she will lure wandering children with gifts as a form of apology, and then will drown them.
If you are near a body of water at night and hear a woman crying, your best bet is to leave immediately.
4. The Kelpie. The Kelpie. The Kelpie is a prevalent theme in Celtic folklore.
The Kelpie is described as a beautiful black horse, standing in shallow water in a loch.
The horse may seem inviting, but if you do encounter a Kelpie, the last thing you want to do is mount it.
Almost immediately after contact is made between you and the Kelpie,
gets, you will notice that you are bound to the horse, almost seemingly glued to the horse's body wherever you touched it.
At this point, the Kelpie will slowly begin to walk deeper and deeper into the water.
Finally drowning him!
I personally found the Kelpie more scary than La Llorona, simply because there's more danger involved.
With La Llorona, you know there is something creepy going on. But if you just stumble upon a horse in a lake and it's chill...
3. Mongolian Death Worm. So you probably know about the Alaskan bullworm, right? Well, the Mongolian Death Worm is a bit worse.
In the book On the Trail of Ancient Man, an eyewitness in 1922 described the worm as the following. It is shaped...
It lives in the most desolate parts of the Gobi Desert.
What's even scarier is its method of killing its prey, which typically consists of either spitting a toxic acid
or simply burrowing into the victim's body with its large teeth. Either way, the Mongolian death worm is super scary.
2. Wendigo. The Wendigo originates from the Algonquin people of Canada, and the Wendigo is often said to be a malevolent spirit that possesses regular, innocent humans, like you or I. Once possessed, the victim becomes overtaken by this insatiable hunger, greed, and desire for human flesh.
Wendigos are commonly described as giants that are many times larger than human beings.
Whenever a Wendigo ate another person, it would grow in proportion to the meal it had just eaten, so it could never be full.
Therefore, Wendigos are portrayed as simultaneously gluttonous and also extremely thin due to starvation.
The Wendigo was gaunt to the point of emaciation, its desiccated skin pulled tightly over its bones.
Its complexion was the gray of death, and its eyes pushed back deep into their sockets. What lips it had were...
The Wendigo looked like a gaunt skeleton, recently disinterred from its grave. The Wendigo gave off a strange and eerie odor of decay and decomposition, of death and corruption.
Wendigo is seen as the embodiment of gluttony, greed, and excess. Never satisfied after killing and consuming a person, they are consistently looking and searching for new victims. I think one of the creepiest attributes is that they still have the human abilities of the victim that they possessed, meaning that the Wendigo can talk.
It can think, and it can taunt, and even threaten its victims.
1. Skinwalker. If you're a true meme connoisseur, you've probably heard reference of skinwalkers at one point or another.
Skinwalkers are a witch or shaman of sorts that murdered someone close to them. They often appear as animals, although typically in a beaten and bloodied state. Although they are commonly described as shapeshifters, it is better to think of them as embodying the skin of their victims.
Daddy, help me!
If a skinwalker does have a reason to kill, it starts by isolating its victim. Help! Skinwalkers are believed to only know the last words of their previous victims, which is why they are commonly reported to be screaming violently or begging for help. Skinwalkers are not invulnerable, and for that reason avoid groups in fights that they believe they cannot win. But just know, if you ever scare a deer,
and you see it run away on its back legs, it probably wasn't a deer.
Let me know which creature you guys found to be the scariest. I appreciate you guys watching.
We're dropping new videos every single week, so if you're new, feel free to subscribe.